All wings. We're coming up on the Star Destroyer, but we need to clear that escort. Let's give him everything we got.
All wings report in. Darth Magog standing by, and I love Star Wars Battlefront 2. It needed a lot of TLC over the years, but finally in 2025, we have a complete game. Loaded with game modes, iconic characters, and creative weapons, but my favorite feature is probably Starfighter Assault. Maybe it's because I grew up with Rogue Leader, Battlefront Naboo, and Jedi Starfighter, but the flying section of a game is always my favorite in Star Wars. Well, next to the lightsaber combat usually, but unlike the lightsaber combat, I'm pretty good at this. This, however, wasn't always the case. When I first tried Starfighter Assault, I really struggled. Dogfighting, finding objectives, heck, I couldn't even shoot down the AI with a homing torpedo. But now I can fly with the best of them and do some real damage in lobbies, and I want you to be able to do the same. So here are my top 10 tips for getting better at Battlefront 2's Starfighter Assault. To paraphrase Anakin Skywalker, this auto roll is going to get us both killed. Turning off auto roll is the first recommendation I have, whether you fly inverted or not. Auto roll tends to automatically right your ship to this theoretical horizon. It's mildly helpful on the ground, but is detrimental in space, where you'll be spending most of your Starfighter Assault time. This allows you to do manually controlled rolls and maneuver more easily. Maneuverability will be key in avoiding enemy fire and navigating the environment. It's tempting to just hold the fire button to blast an enemy continuously, but it's not very efficient. The worst thing that can happen is that your primary weapon will be overheated when you need to finish a hardpoint or deliver the final volley to an enemy. Instead, tap the fire button. This slows you down long enough for the fighter's guns to cool, and you can continuously fire this way. It feels like you're never out of ammo, makes breaking regen a lot easier, and could be the way you end a dogfight. Getting a lock on a target when you have a homing weapon is also very tempting, but often ordnance is best saved for enemy objectives. Double tap the torpedo or concussion missile button instead when attacking stationary or slow moving enemy hardpoints or objectives. It also gives you the ability to bomb enemy tanks, and the splash damage could help your ground pounding teammates turn the tide of battle on a command post. Remember, you're their air cover, not the other way around. If you have to prioritize star cards, consider increasing your weapon's speed. This allows you to fire faster and deliver damage sooner, reducing the probability that your opponent can retaliate or even heal off your damage. Additionally, if you still tap fire your primary gun, you can still deliver deadly salvos for a very long time. Another star card that you need for any ship is turn radius. This will tighten your ship's maneuverability and may make or break you in a dogfight. Typically, ships have very limited defenses from behind, so if you can stay back there, you'll do quite a bit of damage. Surprisingly, I don't see this done a lot in battle, but change that throttle in a dogfight. Your throttle control is critical to maneuvering. Full throttle ahead to get to enemy targets quickly in a straight shot, but pull back on it to sneak around tight spaces. Reducing the throttle can also let you navigate your way behind an attacker for a counterattack, especially if you have turning radius star cards equipped and upgraded. And it also helps you when you're avoiding missiles. Targeting fighters moving at massively hypersonic speeds is challenging, but there's a little trick you can use. You see that little circle just ahead of this fighter? That's actually what you want to shoot at, not the body. The circle helps you lead your shots and increases the accuracy of your shots significantly. It doesn't work for your torpedoes. You have to do that by hand. but it's perfect for leading lasers and is more accurate the faster you can fire. If you're struggling to find points to become a hero ship, consider just not doing it. Instead, fly escort for vulnerable ships like AI bombers, the Millennium Falcon, and Slave 1. What you'll often find are lighter armored interceptors or starfighters that have expended their abilities and are ripe for the picking. Your ships hit the objective for major damage, and you've probably shot down top fighters for an extra 100 points. Do this a couple of times and you'll be styling in the TIE Silencer or Jedi Starfighter in no time. You'll notice when you hit an objective, it turns yellow. That provides bonus damage as long as your team is hitting it, meaning you'll carve through shield generators, bridges, and even entire enemy corvettes faster. The real trick is to fly in waves. This is tricky with randoms online and requires you to keep something of an orbit around an objective, but if you're on Discord with your rogues, then you can coordinate quick, dangerous strikes, especially with heavy hitting bombers and hero ships. So on the offhanded chance that you're standing still long enough to get a target lock, torpedoes and concussion missiles can do massive damage to your ship. To avoid that, you have to turn, and quickly. See this orange triangle? Keep that in the wedge in this circle while flying at maximum speed. You'll maneuver around the torpedo and it'll explode harmlessly in your vapor trail. Alternatively, you can turn on your boosters if you're in an interceptor or a TIE, and if you're a bomber, you can turn on your electric countermeasures to automatically disengage the lock. But when they're stuck on a cooldown, you can use that too. Yeah, this is something of a cheat, but honestly, if you can find it on sale, Star Wars Squadrons does a lot for an up-and-coming pilot. It forces you into first-person perspective, forces you to learn inverted controls, encourages you to adjust your sensitivity, and even helps you learn to maneuver through its story mode. Whereas Battlefront 2's story mode offers almost zero challenge in its flying missions. Ultimately, these are skills you can bring back to Battlefront 2, which is a less complicated, more arcade-like flying game. Also, you may just like Squadrons and find another community there, so everyone wins. It's usually about $40, which is a lot for an old game, but EA usually does Star Wars based game sales around when new movies, games, and TV shows come out, so you can get it as cheap as $5 or $10 USD sometimes, so keep an eye out for that. And that's all the tips we have for today, but what do you think? Are you ready to take on Rogue Squadron? Or are there other tips you'd like to share to help me? Either way, I look forward to reading your thoughts in the comments down below. If you learned something, hit that like button, subscribe if you can, and see if that hype button is still around. Until then, this has been Darth Magog Gaming, and I'm on the leader.